What if the next great Land Cruiser is not a giant machine built to dominate the horizon, but a compact steel tool that feels more like a mountain guide's watch than a luxury SUV? That is the question hanging over the 2026 Toyota Mini Land Cruiser FJ. Is this little box on wheels a true heir to one of the toughest names in automotive history, or is it simply a cool design exercise wearing a famous badge? Either way, the moment you see it, you know Toyota is aiming at something deeper than nostalgia. And that is why this SUV matters. The FJ is not trying to replace the big Land Cruiser. It is trying to reinterpret the idea. In a world filled with crossovers that look adventurous but panic at the sight of mud, this one arrives with a completely different energy. More honest, more mechanical, more grounded. Toyota's own language around this vehicle focuses on freedom, joy, durability, and off-road character, and that tells you everything about the mission. This is not just a baby Land Cruiser, it is a smaller expression of the same mindset. As the camera moves toward the front, the design lands immediately. Flat surfaces, upright glass, a squared cabin that looks carved instead of sculpted. Nothing feels soft for the sake of fashion. The face is simple but not plain. Depending on the version, the lighting can swing between retro round lamps and a more modern signature, and both work because the body carries real confidence. Then your eye drops to the bumper corners, and suddenly the FJ starts revealing its personality. These segmented pieces are not just decoration. Toyota designed the front and rear corner bumpers to be removable, which is the kind of detail that tells you this thing expects to leave the pavement. From the side, the proportions are what sell the story. Short wheelbase, tall roof, strong shoulders. It looks ready to climb over a broken trail, squeeze through a forest path, and then sit outside a city cafe without ever looking out of place. There is a wonderful tension here between toughness and charm. The chamfered edges stop the shape from feeling crude, the boxiness gives it identity. And the way the body catches light makes it feel less like a trendy compact SUV and more like a modern field instrument built to be used, scratched, rinsed, and used again. At the rear, the message stays clean and disciplined. The tail is upright, cargo-focused, and refreshingly free of drama. No fake aggression, no desperate attempt to look futuristic. Just a practical shape that understands what utility actually means. This is the kind of design that does not beg for attention, yet earns it anyway. Park it against rocks, rain, dust, or city concrete, and the FJ seems to adapt to every backdrop without losing its character. Toyota also confirms a 2-row 5-passenger layout, and that matters more than it sounds. This is not a toy, it is a compact utility vehicle with a useful footprint measuring 4,575 millimeters long, 1,855 wide, and 1,960 tall. Those numbers tell a story of balance. Enough presence to feel substantial, enough compactness to stay nimble, and enough shape to make every window feel like part of the adventure. You are not looking out of this SUV. You are looking through it toward where the road disappears. Then you open the door and the whole tone shifts. It stops being a small off-roader and starts feeling like a compact expedition lounge. Not luxury in the soft, over-decorated sense. Better than that, purposeful comfort. A cabin that feels like it was designed for real hands, wet jackets, and long drives toward places with no signal. Toyota has not shown every production detail yet, but the direction is clear. Expect a straightforward layout, durable materials, and controls that make sense at first touch instead of asking you to learn a new operating system. That matters, because the best cabins are not the ones shouting for attention, they are the ones that quietly support you. Imagine textured surfaces that look easy to clean, switchgear with a mechanical click, screens that deliver what you need without becoming the whole experience, and a driving position that gives you a commanding view of the trail ahead. This is where the FJ could really stand apart. Purposeful technology is far more impressive than decorative technology. If Toyota gets the balance right, this interior will feel calm, intuitive, and built for years instead of trends. Now we get to the part that validates the attitude. Under the hood, Toyota has officially pointed to a 2.7-liter gasoline engine paired with a 6-speed automatic and a part-time 4-wheel drive system. Output is not about theater here, it is about trust. around 163 horsepower and 246 newton meters, will not pin you to the seat. But that misses the point entirely. This SUV is not chasing drama on a freeway on-ramp. It is chasing consistency, traction, and the kind of low-speed confidence that matters when the road turns into stones, ruts, and sudden climbs. And honestly, that may be the most attractive thing about it. The FJ promises the feeling of mechanical honesty. You can almost picture the drive character already. A steady pull, a controlled crawl, a compact body that places easily on a narrow trail. A drivetrain that whispers instead of performs for applause. With dimensions that stay usefully tight, including a wheelbase of 2,580 millimeters, this Land Cruiser should feel agile in places where larger off-roaders start to feel like overkill. Of course, real authority comes from acknowledging the limits. If you want a luxury SUV with huge screens, electrified thrust, and a velvet ride, this probably will not be your dream machine. And price will matter a lot. If Toyota keeps the FJ in an accessible zone, somewhere around the mid-30s in US dollars, when loosely translated from current expectations, it could become one of the smartest buys in the compact off-road space. Push it too high, and the magic starts to fade. Then come the rivals. The Suzuki Jimny is the obvious one in spirit because it delivers tiny footprint charm and genuine trail ability. But the FJ seems to be aiming broader than that. More cabin usefulness, more daily comfort, more Toyota polish. The question is whether that broader appeal makes it better or softer. That answer will only come when we see how it behaves in the real world. Still, the soul of this vehicle already feels clear. The 2026 Toyota Mini Land Cruiser FJ is not trying to be glamorous. It is trying to be dependable, distinctive, and ready. That may be even more appealing. It brings back the idea that capability can look simple, that design can be playful without becoming fake, and that a Land Cruiser does not need to be huge to feel important. So here is your choice: city or trail, daily duty or weekend escape. Either way, this little Land Cruiser wants you in the driver's seat. Subscribe to Jack Auto Expert for more cinematic car stories.